I don't feel fully safe or relaxed around I don't think safety when I think Germany. I remember asking him, what was the boat trip like through Hamburg to the United States?
What did he say?
He said, he laughed and he said, it was like dying.
Well, he was probably...
He wanted to die.
It was like being a cattle.
Yeah, and I said, no, really, what was it like? And he said, you wanted to die. And he's like, and I don't remember him laughing a lot. So maybe that was his way of making sense of it. What's the song that Grandpa sang when we interviewed him? A Schneider for a man, a Schneider for a man, a Schneider for a man will ich nicht, a Schneiders Tochter bin ich nicht, wenn ich mir das sing.
But the thing that amazed me about that is I'd never heard him sing before.
Yeah, you always taught me that being a Jew was learning from adversity, learning from a tragedy, being compassionate, understanding struggle, understanding oppression.
That was, to me, that was the definition of being Jewish. Absolutely. Still is. Still is.
You taught me that.
Well, I'm glad I taught you something.
Didn't teach me Russian, didn't teach me
No.
Yiddish.
No.
But you taught me that.
Yeah, well, that's good. I did something right.
Did a lot right. One thing about the experience of the Holocaust that has affected my sense of personal identity is that I do not feel white. Whereas my kids who are black and white and brown would always say, it's so funny, Mom. Like Reva would say, oh, Mom, you're pink and Daddy's black when she was a really little girl. Or Avila would, Avila, my son, who walks through the world and the world sees him as a black man, would say, of course, this is my white mother. But because of the Holocaust, I do not feel white. Because if I'm not Aryan enough to be white so that my ancestors could have been killed in the Holocaust, why am I white now? So I know that, there are political processes that determine identity, categories that you check off on boxes with your nationality, but in my gut, in my kishkas, I feel Jewish. I don't feel white. And I think the Holocaust defined that.
I think it's too little.
Did you see us?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. My name is Avila Santo, and I'm the great-grandson of Sidney.
So what aspects of your Jewish identity do you carry with you?
Oh, first of all, the blood. I have hairy legs. And, Jewish identity. Just everything I've soaked up from my mom and from my grandparents and from my whole family. I've been to Israel before, so I'm sure I got a little bit of something from there too that gave me a little bit more of a sense of identity. Without losing knowledge of what happened, I would hope that people are able to remain in communication and to learn more about each other's cultures.
When I was in undergraduate school, I went to Mexico City, and my roommate was German. And that was the first time I ever had to really know a German person. And her name was Donnie. And one day we were on the subway in Germany, and I said, you know what, we're going to have a talk. And I just said, I've never known a German person, and I'm not comfortable with this, and I'm Jewish, and all my family was killed, except for a few who managed to. And she said, she understood. And in a way, Donnie was like all of a sudden the diplomat for German culture I'd never really known. And she said, it wasn't only the Jews. It was also gay people and communists. And she taught me a more nuanced story about the Holocaust without denying it. And we became great friends.
So I mostly heard about Germans during the 1930s in terms of propaganda. And I didn't really meet Germans as human beings until I got older and went to college. And so it was a wonderful awakening, emotional awakening, which comes out of the anterior pituitary and out of your kishkas, where you learn what the commonality is among people, and it makes all those ideas just vanish and disappear.
You know, human beings need to be better. So I think that the idea of German people looking back to these stories, it's you know, I'm sure the whole region has evolved like we all have evolved, and it's good. It's good.